Good morning, friends. Hope you all are doing fine in these difficult times. Few days back, I had created one idea macro for generating analytics related to procurement transactions. I had used a certain uh, SAP tables which contained procurement related transactions like EKKO, EKPO. I'll talk on in detail about them a little later. So I got feedback from many people. They told me these analytics, some of them created false positives. For example, I had more than one vendor having same bank account. So what they told me, client had already identified, or in previous audit they had already reported that, and then those vendor accounts were blocked. Those duplicate vendor accounts were blocked. So I should exclude all those master data which have got a blocking indicator. Similarly, I had generated this PO and contract, got split. So like multiple PO for value split. So they told me it would be good in the report. I was not showing what is the release amount or what is the release strategy used in those examples which got generated. So I should incorporate release strategy related fields as well. So what I have done, I recreated this macro by taking into consideration all these suggestions, and also I have added few more reports because many people told me since I am doing the procurement audit analytics, so I should also incorporate delivery related transactions. So as you can see, I have now added five more reports. Like material delivery pending for more than 90 days, excess materials delivered against purchase order quantity, goods have been received but invoice not yet received for long time. I'm also doing vendor aging analysis, which is another very good feature of idea. So you'll be able to automatically generate vendor aging. You don't need to depend on the customer based on all the transactions data, and anyway you are collecting all these data. So you'll be able to generate this aging analysis. And the last one is very important. PO and invoice vendors are different. What I have seen, purchase order is created in the name of vendor A, but invoice is received from, say, vendor B. It could be for some delivery cost related invoices. So I am giving you in this report vendor names as well. So you'll be able to then analyze whether the PO and invoice vendors, if they are different, are they genuine, or you need to do further investigation. And all others, those 16 reports which I had created earlier are again reproduced in this macro as well. So important ones were like employee and vendor having same bank account, then PO details, PO and contract pending for release for more than 90 days, then PO and contract created without purchase requisition. Likewise, PO created without GR based invoice verification check. This is a very important report. In SAP, we know it has a three-way match. But if you have a purchase order where this check is not enabled, GR based invoice verification, then a person can post invoice without GRN being done. So we should check whether there are any transactions which have been, whether there are any purchase orders which does not have this check. Then multiple PO for value split, like what I told you initially. So same user, he does not have the limit, release limit, but he want to create a purchase order on a for a vendor beyond his release limit. So what he does, he will split the purchase order into two and then create the purchase order. So maybe two purchase order he will create on the same vendor. So in this analytics, I would like to generate all those POs which have been created by the same user on same vendor for same material on the same day. Then likewise, I guess sometimes you that buyer may collude with another buyer in his department and say that okay, we split the value of the PO, and then you create one PO, I'll create another PO on the same vendor on the same day. Then I'm also doing this material price comparison. So same material procured from different vendors with different price on same day. So I'm comparing, like, for the on the same plant also. That's very important. Then material procured from same vendor at different price. So here I'm checking on over a period of time how the price of material varied. Likewise, then this is another interesting requirement I had got from one of my users. Vendors with nil balance with more than 5 lakh transactions. What happens at the end of the audit period? You may have vendors who does not have any balance shown. However, during the audit, during the period, there may be lots of transactions might have happened with those vendors. So I'm generating those transactions with a high value. So if you want to analyze whether you should have some further check, then material pending, delivery pending for more than 90 days, all these I explained. So to achieve all these, to generate all these 21 analytics reports, we need to have data from certain tables. So as you can see, these are the tables: LFA1, LFBK, EKKO, EKPO, EKBE, EKBC, BSIK, EKET, PA0002, PA0006, PA0009. So these are main tables. You need to, total 11 tables. So you need to get the data. So normally LFA1, LFBK, these are all master data tables. Then these three are also master data: PA0002, 0006, 0009. So using these three table and these two tables, I am comparing the employee and vendor master record to see whether there are any vendor or having the same bank account like employee. Likewise, then these are all transactional data. So BSIK is a vendor open item record. So in this, using this table, I am generating the report which shows me whether there are transactions with the vendors, but who does not have any closing balance at the audit reporting period. So then this is another interesting table, EKET. From this table I am getting the delivery date. So these are the field also I am showing you, the fields which I am using for generating all these analytics. As you can see, these are all block related fields. So as I mentioned earlier, I had not taken into consideration master data of vendors who were blocked. So now using these three fields, I am able to identify those vendors who are already blocked. So then I'll exclude them. I have also included this STCD3 field. SAP recommends, and people I have seen, they use this field to store GST number. So this field also has been added because many people told me it's there may be genuine reason for having a multiple vendor master data getting created because of the GST requirement. Then you can see in LFBK, I just ask for these 6 fields: vendors, country, bank key, bank account, account holder, and this is the BSIK table. So in these are the fields from BSIK. So client is common across all the tables. I just want to make sure that we get the client information as well, so that we understand all the data has come from one client only. So your auditee does not give you data from different clients for different tables. So then we have this EKKO transaction table. You can see in EKKO I am asking for a lot of information. So these are the release strategy related fields which I am using to when I generate the report. So release strategy related information is also generated. So you will be able to see at what release level that person when the PO value is added, same PO same vendors having multiple PO on the same day. If you add all together, then whether there is a need to have a enhanced release strategy. So you will be able to do that analysis yourself. So you don't need to even ask your client, like and that will help you in making your report stronger. Then I have this EKPO. So in EKPO you can see these are the fields I am asking for, and also you can see this is a deletion indicator. Yes, this was another false positive. So PO line items which have got deleted, so I am excluding, I am not taking into consideration in my analytics. Then this is the EKB. EKB is a PO history table. So I am using this table to identify all the GRN invoice related transactions, and then comparing whether the GRN has been done again, whether invoice have been received correctly against GRN or not, like what I showed you in my analytics. And this is the EKET table. I am generating the delivery date. EKBG table is like EKB, only difference is it contains the data for planned delivery cost related information, like freight forward and customs duty related. If in the same PO you have added these conditions and you have created a different vendors, then PA002 is the employee master data related table. It just has the employee number, name, start date, end date. Then PA006 has got address related information. PA0009 has got bank related information. So this is all the tables which I am using for my procurement related analytics. So now let's go to idea. As you can see, I have created one project, test project purchase macro. So let's go to the idea folder. This is my idea documents, idea projects, test purchase macro. So this vendor transactions and GL folder has come from my previous GL related analytics, and this is a requirement because I am doing some analysis using these transactions, these data which got generated from my previous macro run on the GL level. These are the source files which I need to have in my source folder. So you can see total 11 items I have, means 11 table data, and these are the data elements. You can see EKB has got 12 MB file, EKKO, EKPO, and all those things. Then finally I have this macro, purchase macro, which I have built. So now I'll show you how quickly idea creates those 21 analytics reports, and and it will also export it to the my export folder. So let's select this macro. Okay, so you can see these are the 11 files which it is going to import into idea, and these are different steps which I have created. You can see you will appreciate the number of steps I have here. See, these are all different steps for generating all those 21 analytics report. and finally it will culminate into creating 21 export files. So let's execute. So now we just wait and see how this macro will get transformed into 21 reports. And beauty of this macro is it will also create all the related database files into IDEA. So you can do further analysis if you require on any of these data sets. You can do more analysis. You can further see, like, if you want to have certain more checks beyond those 21 numbers. These are all big files, so it's taking few extra seconds. Smaller files will get imported immediately. Now it will move fast. See? So each step it will execute that macro will execute each step. I have used multiple features of IDEA like visual connector, append field, duplicate key exclusion, direct extraction, and lots of formulas in generating all these direct extraction, easing. Then you can see summarization. I have used. Join I have used in this analytics. This is a very interesting, you see here transaction event type is equal to 1, 2, 3. So I have used a group field. So I found it's very interesting. So if you have data, particularly this happened in the EKB, I have got EKB contains purchase order history related information. So it will have one line for GRN, one line for IR, likewise, and then one line for further debit, subsequent credit, likewise. So and pertaining to one purchase order. So it comes into different rows. So but I needed data into columns. So I used that group field to transform that transaction event type into separate data sheet. And then I applied the join command to create a columnar level reporting, and then from there then I generated the data report what I was looking for. So it is asking me that already this file exists because I had created those exports, so I forgot to delete it from that folder. So it will keep asking me to delete. Let me just quickly remove. So it will not ask for up to 3. Delete these first, then it should generate automatically. Test 3. Test 4 also it will ask, because I have kept that file. But test 5 onwards, it should automatically generate. It should not ask for overwrite. So it completed. The visual script has completed without any errors. And I see 10:49. I think I started it at around 10:43. So around in 6 minutes, it completed all these analytics. And you can see all these data file got generated. So if I show you, like you see, these many steps I had to execute to generate this one report. Likewise here. So vendor with nil balance, and the one which I was talking about in EKB, let me just show you. See, this is what I was telling you. So this is EKB sheet. Then I got a GRIR summary. So this is what I was telling you. I have a purchase document 6571, and then transaction event type. So event type 1 means GRN, 2 means IR, and then there are also 3. 3 is relating to subsequent debit and credit. Let me just show you. Okay, let's see here. So what I have done, I have used this option key value. So from this key value command, I could split this data into 3 different sets. You can see here, and then I did use the join command. So I joined then in these 3 different data tables into one. So first I joined 1 with 2. So now you can see 6571. I have got transaction event type 1, transaction event type 2. Likewise, I then joined number 3 also here. So event type 1, 2, 3. So now this is the number 3. So wherever it had a value, it picked up. I don't have lots of value in transaction event type 3, but I do have some value. Let me see. Yeah, see, you can see here. So number 3. So 3 is basically relates to subsequent debit and subsequent credit. So then I needed to have net of these two, invoice and subsequent debit credit, and then finally I could create this GRN, goods received but invoice not received report. So this is all what I wanted to show you, like here. material pending for more than. Now let's see the export. So this is my idea project test purchase macro project, and then you see here exports folder. In this exports folder I have got 21 reports generated automatically. So now people will be able to audit team will be able to do analysis on these reports, and within 10 minutes it got generated. So this is the interesting one. PO and vendor are different. So I have these documents where purchase order. So if you see, this is company code, year, document type, and so on. So likewise I have this vendor name, PO vendor name, and invoice vendor name separate. So then audit team can do the analysis. Likewise, I have all these reports got generated separately. Multiple PO for value is split by same user. You can see. So these are the data. So people can then do the analysis. I hope I could help with this analytics. Do let me know if you have any query. Thank you.